A few kilometers from the site of our intervention, I'll pass the truck. When I'm sure he can't get away, I'll block the road. You'll get out one by one to take the animals out of their cages. So the order is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Everyone clear? Let's go. In the living room of this apartment in a Parisian suburb, a group of animal rights activists secretly prepares its attack. Their sole weapon, these nail-embedded logs to block the delivery truck they hope to hijack later today. The group hopes to liberate several animals destined for slaughter. People never see the animal when they eat meat. They only see a piece of red food and shrink wrap. What they don't see is a piece of once living flesh that didn't want to die. After only 2 hours of sleep, the commandos head south to an unknown destination in the Loire Valley. The young members of the group range from age 18 to 33. Most are beginners. I'm nervous because it's the first time I've ever done something like this, something so important. It took a lot of planning, and we have their lives in our hands. It's a big responsibility. The activists hope to stop a truck loaded with baby goats in the parking lot of a slaughterhouse. So far, everything is going according to plan. We're going to hide out in the village until the truck arrives. As soon as we see it, we'll follow it. After several minutes of anxious waiting, the truck finally appears. The chase begins. Right now, we're following the truck. Apparently, this could last a few minutes. For the next 15 miles, the activists tail their target. Maybe a bit too closely. Suddenly, the truck slips through their fingers. Hello? What happened exactly? He pretended to turn left, and then he did a quick U-turn to lose them. We lost him. I'm beside myself. 200 meters from the slaughterhouse, instead of turning, he kept going straight. Man, we really have bad luck. In a crisis meeting along the roadside, the group appears a bit lost. They decide to find a new target, any target. Why not this small industrial farm? This time, the group is in luck. 3 little pigs await their rescue. Daddy is here, Daddy is here. Can you describe how you feel? There just aren't any words to describe how I feel. What did the future hold for these animals? Well, these pigs were destined to see the same 4 walls for their entire lives, until the knife cut their throats. Tonight, the 3 little pigs will sleep in the living room of this suburban apartment. It's not easy to find a safe house for animals that could weigh more than 600 pounds apiece. Hush, hush, why are you squealing? The incident may seem humorous, but worldwide, animal rights extremists can be very dangerous. In Holland in 1996, extremists set fire to 5 refrigerator trucks full of meat. The company in question suffered 1 million euros in damages. In Minnesota in '99, masked men broke into a university lab in the middle of the night, causing 2 million euros worth of damage. Their tactics can be even more destructive, as in the case of this American lab, where activists destroyed piles of research before liberating 400 rats. Some activists will stop at nothing. To force a breeder of lab-destined guinea pigs to close his business, a group of militants stole a family member's body in October of 2004. Almost all Western countries have experienced violent acts at the hands of animal rights extremists. In the United States, as well as the United Kingdom, these extremists are officially considered the second most important terrorist threat after Al-Qaeda. Our investigation begins in England, 80 kilometers northeast of London, at a contract research laboratory, Huntington Life Sciences, or HLS. With over 220 employees, HLS is the largest vivisection lab in all of Europe. The company performs tests on animals for pharmaceutical and chemical company clients.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
We're the French TV crew. We have an interview with Brian Cass this morning.
Can I pull down to the visitor's bar on the right-hand side there, please?
Not a problem.
Thank you very much.
Today, the site resembles a maximum security prison. Surveillance cameras are omnipresent, and all entries and exits are scrutinized by security personnel. HLS is a company constantly under pressure. Their troubles began with this film. In 1997, a British journalist went undercover as a technician at HLS. Wearing a hidden camera, she filmed the day-to-day lives of dogs used in experiments.
Oh, shut up. It's wet. I shouldn't sit back too far. He's pissed everywhere.
You've had your shut up. Fucking sit still.
Johnny's holding him.
I haven't got the patience today. I really haven't.
Now settle down.
Fucking hell! I'm really getting fucking mad with you! Every fucking time point!
Come here, Robert. Give him here.
After these pictures aired on Channel 4 in the UK, 2 HLS employees were fired and sentenced to community service for animal cruelty. But HLS's troubles were just beginning. For security reasons, we are not able to film company staff during our visit. Our sole authorized interview, the managing director himself, Brian Cass. Cass has spent the bulk of his career working in the vivisection industry. Today, demonstrations by activists are banned at the lab's gates. For good reason. For 7 years, HLS has been at the heart of a relentless campaign.
When the protests first began, we could have 20, 30, 40, 50 people literally right here at the gates. And they were trying to stop our employees or other visitors from actually getting into the facility or at the end of the day from getting out again and going to their homes.
In 1999, HLS's detractors protested almost every day, sometimes day and night, filming their actions.
Hunting down and all you filthy scummy workers!
Today, HLS spends nearly €1 million per year to protect its grounds and personnel. Cass proudly shows off the company's most recent line of defense.
Well, this is another one of our security measures. We created this ditch in order to give us a further piece of protection, so that even if people were able to get over that fence there, they would still have to get across this ditch before they could actually get into the facility. Obviously, we're concerned about health and safety, and therefore if someone were to fall in, we need to have some means of helping them retrieve, hopefully on the other side.
In the past, no security measures could discourage the most determined of activists. Barbed wire couldn't protect employees once they left for the day and headed home. Certain extremists seized the opportunity.
They were pretty quick to identify people who were our employees. They could perhaps check car registration numbers as they were leaving, and then they would check an address and they'd see that vehicle parked there and say, right, now we've identified an employee. And they would perhaps call them in the middle of the night. They would write threatening letters to them.
These are just a few of the letters that HLS employees received at home. As seen in these pictures from a surveillance camera, some employees had their cars vandalized in their driveways. Other vehicles were even set on fire. But it's the company's managing director, Brian Cass, who paid the highest price. In February of 2001, Cass was attacked just steps from his front door.
This was in 2001. I was getting out of my car, and I heard running footsteps coming up behind me, quite heavy ones, and I turned round and there were 3 people all dressed in black with ski masks on, so I could only see their eyes. They had like baseball bats or something, and they literally had them raised above their head as I turned around. It was very, very painful. I had cracked ribs, I had bruising all over my back, and this serious head wound. As you can see, I was pouring with blood.
Only one of Cass's assailants was apprehended. He is currently serving a 5-year sentence. But the campaign against HLS didn't stop at company employees.